Well, what it means is affirmative action is hanging by a thread when it comes to university admissions in this country. What Justice Anthony Kennedy's opinion said is, if a university wants to use race in admissions, it has to articulate why that's the only way that diversity can be achieved, and we are going to look very, very carefully at the university's reasoning, and it may not be good enough. And you, University of Texas, go back and explain again why you think you need this program. It's not outlawing affirmative action, but it certainly seems like the court, at least these 9 justices, are heading in that direction, but they haven't gotten there yet.
Okay, stand by if you would, Jeffrey, for a moment. I want to bring in NAACP President and CEO Ben Jealous. Mr. Jealous, you heard Jeffrey Toobin describe this as affirmative action hanging on by a thread. Is that your read of it? And if so, is this a grave concern to you?
You know, we read this very differently, which is not surprising in a case where you're ultimately dealing with a punt. But when you look into the actual decision, what you see is that they affirm Grutter. They affirm the role of race in admissions. And, you know, we have seen that just affirmed in the past few years. And so we do believe that there is a majority on the court that will sustain the use of race, again, as one of very many factors in university admissions, and that this is a sign, as Grutter was, to universities across the country to keep the doors open, to make sure that every kid of every color gets a close look and a fair shot.
Mr. Jealous, you know, it's no secret that the African-American justice on the bench, Clarence Thomas, is conservative, but he has said, and I think he's one of the only 9, very conservative, I say to say the least, and he, out of this 9, suggested he'd like to strike down all affirmative action. Not surprising to you?
It's deeply ironic from Justice Thomas in many ways, but the reality is that he is entitled to his view. Fortunately, the majority of the court has never seems to hold Thomas's view on race.